Welcome to Some More Awesome Films. I'm Jared.
And I'm Rob.
And we're going to be reviewing Cloud Atlas.
Cloud Atlas by the Wachowski brothers, wasn't it?
Yeah, was it? I didn't actually know that. There you go.
Chats by...
Learn something new every day.
They did The Matrix and stuff.
They did. But then actually one of them's a girl now.
Yeah. Which
so
I think...
So the Wachowski brothers, no, they're Wachowski siblings.
Anyway, they made it. And it's got Tom Hanks, Halle Berry, Hugo Weaving, a bunch of other people.
That
Hugh Grant somewhere.
Yeah,
around.
Hugh Grant.
Well, what is Cloud Atlas about, man?
Oh man, I don't even know where to start describing this. It's six interweaving stories set at different times. Some of them are way in the future, like 2144, I think the year was.
Why not?
And the other ones were like back in, I don't know, early days.
Way
1800s
so
or
it
something.
spans. So it's a bunch of stories that span a long time.
Yeah, exactly. And all these group of 5 or 6 characters, they kind of cross over.
So here's the thing. I would say I was happy to say, you know, like I'd agree there, saying, oh, there's a bunch of these characters crossing over and stuff. But I'm going to say actors. I never felt.
Actors. Sorry,
I never
you're right,
felt
actors.
like these characters were similar in any way.
Yeah. But
in their previous or past or future lives, it felt like, oh, Tom Hanks is now playing a futuristic hobo. Oh, now he's playing a hotel manager. Okay, now he's playing this. I never felt like, oh, wow, he's like they're linked in any way other than the actor.
But they were supposed to be.
No, yeah, they were supposed to be.
So this is the thing. This is why it's a bit hard to describe. All these 6 stories are supposed to link up somehow, and each of them has the most pointless fucking link. So they may as well just be 6 independent stories in my mind. In my mind, there's nothing apart from the actors kind of joining these.
At the end of this, I was kind of like, why didn't they just make a TV series and each story was an episode?
Yeah.
Because, like, you've got 6 stories crammed into 3 hours. 3 hours sounds like a, you know, how's that crammed?
Yeah.
You got 6 movies. And you're only seeing, like, 20 minutes of each or so.
The first hour, you don't know what the fuck's going on.
So, you don't know these people. You never get to know them. Like, you never feel like you know them. You don't know. I couldn't tell you any of their names.
No, God, no. I even forgot half the actors in there. I forgot that Hugo Weaving. Hugh Grant was actually in there. He was terrible, by the way, just really quickly. Hugh Grant, awful.
He plays an old man in one of the stories.
Oh, it's awful.
And there's a thing with the CGI.
Yeah.
The CGI was good. The
makeup. The movie looked nice. The movie looked beautiful.
Makeup, Hugh Grant's makeup as an old man. Terrible. One of the worst looking old people I've ever seen.
Old men in there. There was the other old guy who I can't even remember his name because it's that forgetful. I'm going to say the gay lover. Anyway, there's another old guy in there done with makeup, also terrible.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I don't know why they went for this whole make up a young person.
It's distracting.
Old. It's really bad.
It is distracting. Like, because you know they're in makeup. Like I knew that guy, the lover, who Halle Berry meets in the elevator and stuff. That's the guy we're talking about. We knew who it was because of the makeup. You could tell he was in makeup. You're like, who's this guy in makeup? Oh, it's that guy.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, who's this old guy? It was immediately, who is this guy as an old guy in makeup?
He's one of the other ones, but which one? Oh, that guy.
But man, it was so... the payoff. It was the payoff that... Like, I sat through 3 hours, and I was kind of like...
3 hours.
I'm like, there'll be something in the end that connects us all together, and it'll be worth it.
Yep.
And the thing was, like, the big connecting thing is just like, oh, some people like this, some people like that. Yeah. And you're like, that's it.
That's just what it is.
That's it.
The thing is, I got so confused at the end of it. Now, there's going to be people commenting me like, oh, you just didn't get it, blah, blah, blah. If you read the book, it'd make more sense. You know what? I understand movies usually. I got to the end of this fucking 3 hours. I didn't understand what the fuck was going on. I pulled up online. I read up about what's going on. Like, what is this shit? And then I understand it now, but I still think it's shit. Even now that I understand how it's all linked, I think it's crappy. It was not impressive. It was not fucking intricate. It was just weak.
It was. I agree.
Links.
It was. It's not a lack of understanding that's the issue with this movie. It's that there is no reason to want to understand it.
And it doesn't portray those things well anyway.
No.
So it's kind of you can't get any worse, really.
It's just it's basically like a... Like, you know how you get those comedies, like scary movie stuff, that are just a mashup of parodies of other movies?
Yeah,
this is that, but a serious take.
I recently watched movie 43.
It's a mashup
that made
of
more
stories.
sense. Those stories are linked. Just as actually, they were linked better. At least there was someone.
It's just a mashup of random stories. Like, I'd say as individual stories, they're pretty. They were interesting, but linking them together, there's no reason to.
And the start and end story kind of thing, which is the one set furthest into the future, it was kind of centered around Tom Hanks and Halle Berry more than anyone. And man, I could not understand what they were saying half the time. They had these weird accents. And
They've
ain't that the choo-choo?
Dumbed it down, like they made dumbed down lingo or something, like made English now like really.
So, isn't that the
choppy.
truth? Was ain't that the choo-choo? And that's it. That's all I understood half the time what they were saying.
It was so, and then there was like Tom Hanks has seen Hugo Weaving Ghost Man and stuff, and it's just
that was pointless. That wasn't what was the point?
It was a dumb. The worst part is I sat through this. The whole 3 hours.
That was the worst part. I sat through this as well.
The second worst part is sitting through this thinking, okay, yeah, I get it. All right, yep. There'll be a reason all this is happening, and then to find out the reason this is all happening is just because that's the reason it's happening.
It's just how it is.
I felt cheated. I felt like I wasted my time watching this. I wanted something in the end.
It brought it all together.
Yeah,
properly.
That made it. There being like, why should we care about these people at all? Like what? Why should I have cared about any of these people? I didn't.
Any movie that's based on psychology is shit. I'm sorry, it's just
that's a big call. That's a big call.
Any movie that's just any mistake you make in one life is going to ripple throughout the rest of your life and other life. No. It's just whatever. Don't make a movie about it. Like, if I'm going to fuck up now and it's going to be karma later, who cares?
See, I'm sure people will say, but the book's really good. Like,
yeah, the book probably is.
I'm sure it is.
The movie wasn't.
After this movie, like, I know people say like the book is awesome and stuff. But after this movie, I don't want to read it.
Yeah, and you know what?
This movie has put me off the idea of wanting to read that book. That's how bad it was.
I could understand that this would actually be a good book. Because you'd take time to actually start understanding the characters.
You can invest time into this. That's what I was saying. Like, it should be a series. It should be episodes, so you can get to know these people. Not 2-minute flashes of them going, I'm kissing a man now. Oh, now I'm talking to a ghost. It's like, I don't know your name. I don't care what you're doing anymore. Go back to, like, give us some time to get to know these people. But this really should be like a 7-hour movie. I'm glad they made it 3.
But then 3 wasn't right either.
But it's a long movie, but it's not long enough to want to care about anything to do with this movie.
I don't know. It was made well within reason. It looked nice. The CGI was pretty good. The filming was good. Some of the acting was pretty shit, but I don't know. You can't blame the people that made the movie on that. Like that Hugh Grant can't act.
All I know is about this movie is that the ocean is full of a lot of ripples.
That's what I took away from it. You know what I've learnt? Nothing really from that. Like,
just like
I took that away from the movie. Nothing's going to change in my life. I'll tell you that.
He's right. There is a lot of water in the ocean.
Yeah, whatever. And one drop makes a fucking difference, apparently.